My name's Ben, and today we've got what is probably the surprise of the year for me in terms of just the car itself. This is a 2021 on a 71 registration BMW X5 45e, and it's, as I say, the first car I've got in this year. Being a modern car, look, I've actually thought this car is worth the money. Look, they are new because it's such a special feel inside, but that is helped by the incredible specification on this particular example. As far as I'm aware, there's not an option it's missing. It's got almost everything that you can have on one of these cars, and it's finished in Tansanite blue metallic on the outside with BMW's individual leather interior in coffee. So a fabulous combination. I think it goes really nicely, the two dark contrast colours. And we'll start at the front end, talk you around the car and go through as many of the options as we can. It's also backed up by a full BMW main dealer service history. But starting at the front, the first thing to point out is in the middle of these kidney grills, we've got the forward-facing camera for the 3D surround camera system on the car. So it's almost like an augmented reality video of the car, which we'll show you when we're inside. And you'll notice that these kidney grills are actually shut off at the moment. They do electronically open if the car needs airflow, so very clever technology. And then in the bottom of the front bumper here, we have the forward-facing radar, because the car has adaptive cruise control and also what BMW call pilot assist, so it will semi-autonomously drive itself on the dual carriageway, which is a very nice feature indeed. And then being an M Sport version of the X5, you've got the more aggressive sort of styling on the front bumpers. Obviously, front parking sensors very neatly hidden. And then looking at the headlights here, we have BMW's laser headlights, and you can tell they're the laser headlights not only by the writing in the headlight, but also the blue highlights in the headlights themselves. And then we've got the famous Angel Eye LED daytime running light section of those. But being laser lights, they will individually block out oncoming traffic towards you, and they're very, very powerful lights. Coming down the side, we've got 20-inch dual tone, so diamond cut on the faces and a sort of a metallic grey on the inserts. Alloy wheels, again an M Sport alloy wheel with that M badge in the centre there, and then BMW's blue M brake calipers with the M logo on them, and a really nice contrast against the diamond cut of the wheels. We've got, being a plug-in hybrid, we've got your charge point on the front wing here, so you can plug that in and charge the hybrid system in the car, which will give you approximately sort of around 45 to 50 miles worth of additional range on top of the 3-litre petrol engine fitted to the car. And it's very usable, you know, even if you don't have an electric charger at home, you can just drive this car on the 3-litre petrol engine. Very usable, still very economical, and drives beautifully. Comfort access, so keyless entry and exit, and then we've got the triangle in the door mirrors here for the blind spot monitoring on the car, so that will illuminate orange if there is somebody in your blind spot. And then if you have a look at the beautiful interior, so as I said, individual BMW leather interior, extended individual leather on the dashboard as well, so smooth leather everywhere you look in the car. There's no cheap plastic leather anywhere at all. Beautiful ambient lighting as well, and we'll talk more about that as we get around the driver's side. But being the individual leather, you've got the diamond stitching on the seats. You'll notice they're also perforated because they are heated and ventilated, and massage function on the front seats. So just incredible options on this car. Illuminated M entry door seals, which you'll see in a second, and then again that Sky Lounge glass panoramic roof, which also has ambient lighting built into it. So I don't know if it will be possible to pick that up on the camera, but it will illuminate in the colour of your choice throughout the roof at night time, which is a very, very cool feature and quite unique to BMW. We have soft closed doors, so just pop the doors on their latch and they will pull themselves in. Privacy glass on the rear 3/4, and then if you have a look in the back, we've got 4-zone climate control, along with heated seats in the back as well. And there's blinds on the rear windows, which we'll show you in a second as well. Just lots of space in the back of this car. Those beautiful aluminium speaker grills of the Bowers & Wilkins diamond surround sound system. And then again, the panoramic roof just making it a lot more spacious in the back, or feel a lot more spacious with the lighting. And then if you have a look here, we've got those rear window blinds on the rear doors, a very, very nice feature indeed. As I mentioned, privacy glass on the rear 3/4, and then being an M Sport, the slightly more aggressive rear end, so you've got these square exhaust pipes with the chrome finishes around them, the gloss black, and then this big diffuser section painted in body colour, and then again a big spoiler up here, and then part of, a bit like a Range Rover, these X5s have a split tailgate, so you've got this upper part of the tailgate which opens, and then this bottom part which is also electronic. Just press a button and that will slide down very nicely. Lots of space in the boot. The the middle row seats will fold down as well, and then you'll see under here we've got our Type 2 charging cable and a bit of extra storage space under there if you need to do so, and all of your tools for the car. That's also on a gas strut, which is a really nice feature. And then you don't have to shut these individually. You can just press the one button up the top here and they will shut. But just before I do that, there's a second button on this lower tailgate here, which you can press that, and it will, because the car is on air suspension, it will lower the back of the car down just to make loading things into the boot slightly easier for you. So a very nice feature. The reverse camera on the back of the boot there as well. And then we'll come around the driver's side, jump inside and talk through some of the interior options. So as we mentioned at the beginning, the beautiful coffee leather, which I think is a really nice contrast against the Tansanite blue on the outside. So that's on the armrests and these sort of centre sections of the door cards here. And then the extended individual leather to the top of the door cards and the dashboard, again with the contrast stitching in there as well. We've got the Bowers & Wilkins diamond surround sound, and these are really cool because all of these speaker grills have ambient lighting built in. It will be difficult to see at the moment, but when you're in the dark at night time, you can see that beautifully on the speaker grills. And then this beautiful wood veneers throughout the dashboard and door cards. Power folding electrically adjustable door mirrors, and then obviously all electric windows. And we've got memory settings for the electrically adjustable seats for both driver and passenger, and then you can activate the seat massage functions and then via the top button there, and then again some more settings for the seats. If I come into the center, I'll just move the seat back. We've got keyless start as you would expect, so just foot on the brake, push that button and the car will fire into life. And this steering column is electrically adjustable, so there's a small stalk on the left hand side of the column which moves it forwards, backwards, up and down. You can see it's a heated steering wheel on that button there, which is a very nice feature to have in the winter like it is at the moment. And then again, the M Sport multi-function steering wheel, so very nice and thick. I think it's the perfect thickness for a steering wheel. We've got the big gear selectors behind the steering wheel, and then on the right hand side we've got multimedia controls and controls to adjust our virtual cockpit on the right hand side there. On the left hand side we've got our adaptive cruise control, and as I mentioned before, pilot assist buttons, so you can change the mode of the adaptive cruise, whether you want it on standard adaptive cruise, normal cruise control, or whether you want the full pilot assist where it will steer itself on the motorway. And then again, different distance settings on that left hand side there. On the indicator stalk here, we've got the button to turn on the adaptive settings for the laser lights and the automatic high beam assist, so that turns that on and off, or you can just use them as normal LED headlights if you so wanted. And if you have a look out in front of me, it'll be difficult for the camera to pick up, but you'll certainly see the cutout in the dashboard. We've got a heads-up display, and it's a very clever heads-up display because it will also pick up navigation prompts from Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, and we have both wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto on this car. So if I come to the home settings, I'm not sure it does look like a phone is connected at the moment actually, so I'll be able to show you. Here you go, you've got your wireless Apple CarPlay, which is a massive screen for the CarPlay, and then obviously if you wanted to, you can come back and just use BMW's navigation. So there's lots of different settings for you on how you want to have that screen set up. It is touchscreen as well, but I find it easier to control from this small wheel. If I pop the car into reverse, we'll see this 3D camera system I talked about. So at the moment, a reverse camera. If I pop it in drive, we get a forward-facing camera, and then you can click on either of these cameras over here and have this sort of, like I mentioned, augmented style reality. And if I go into 3D view, you can click and drag yourself around the car however you so wish. It's very clever. There's lots of different options for you on how you want to park. Coming down the centre, we've got the front climate control in the settings here, and if I just put this back on the home screen, because if I press this button here, you'll see we've got the heated and ventilated options for both the front seats. They are massage as well, as I mentioned before, and I'll just switch that off. Coming down the centre here, we've got a wireless phone charging pad under here, and also heated and ventilated cup holders, so you can keep drinks hot or cold in there, depending on the weather outside. You might have already noticed from the start button and the gear stick and the wheel over here, we've got the crafted clarity controls, so they're like these crystal effect on the gear stick, the start button, and this control wheel on the left hand side here, so really nice option there. And this beautiful ambient lighting, all configurable on the colours and brightness around the centre console here. Lots of different driving mode settings, and then again, being a hybrid, you can force the car to use the battery power if you want to do so and save the petrol, and vice versa. If you put the car into sport, it will use just the petrol and save the battery power, so very clever. We've got a height adjustment setting for the air suspension in the car, so very controllable with that. And then this big cup holder, or not cup holder, big center storage section down here with USB-C's connections. There's also a USB port next to the wireless phone charging in the center there. Just beautiful finish everywhere you look. Alcantara roof lining up above me, and then a tilt and slide panoramic roof, which, as I mentioned, has got the green ambient lighting on it, but it's very difficult to see at the moment. But I'll show you how that goes all the way back for a full opening roof, which is very nice to have with this wind deflector in front of you here. And I'll just switch the car off and jump outside, and hopefully I've not missed anything, but there is a lot to cover on the car. As I say, the highest specification X5 of any description we've ever seen, but certainly of a 45E. And again, in my opinion, the best colour combination of Tansanite blue with that individual coffee leather is just so much nicer than an all black car. My name's Ben. I hope the video's helped. Thank you very much for watching.